You are listening to Within Tolerance, a podcast for machinists by machinists. I'm your host, Dylan Jackson of Proteum Machining, and Zap and I are here in the very echoey and empty Proteum shop.
Yes.
Coming to you in person.
Yeah.
And how's it going, man?
It's going.
Yeah.
Lots of. It's been an easy breezy week. Well, definitely wasn't getting very insane emails 20 minutes ago.
No. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. It'd be pretty wild to be experiencing that right now. But we're here.
Oh. Well, give us the update, man. It's been a while since you and I have recorded last, so yeah, give us the lowdown.
Yeah, the last time, it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I was in Boise.
Yes,
like doing shop stuff. That was hilarious because immediately after we left, our landlord sent us this long ass email about, I was watching you guys. I can't believe you didn't tell me you were coming, blah, blah, blah.
That's right. That was right after. Yeah.
It was so out of control. And, just very funny. I was listening to you guys, while you were talking. It's I can't believe this. It was just wild. So, the last time we went, we just moved shop. This cracked me up because he didn't want us in the shop by ourselves in case we touch stuff, but they molested all my shit to put it right. And it's whatever. So we moved everything out of the shop, machines out of the shop. It's in storage right now. And we're just gearing up for the right time to send it to Toolpath. And then anything, because he's fine with us going in and out of our office. So we put stuff that we didn't want to get into storage in, just in the office. And I have ZC property tags. So anything that was fairly large, the height gauges or whatever, the tool carts, I just tagged them.
Right.
With that. And then we wrapped it in plastic and a tarp. So it's and I wrote what, I won't say what I did, but it's just so we'd know that if they fucked with it.
Right.
Cause they've just been weird.
Yeah, that devolved
very quickly. And I was yeah, you can't use, he kept using the same excuse. Yeah, you can't use the forklift because the brakes are bad. And it's a liability. It's so you're using it with the brakes being bad?
Right.
I watched him use it, and it's just such a shitty excuse. And then it was if you need to use the forklift, Chuck will do it, and we'll charge you for it. So we rented a fucking liftgate Penske truck and bought a fucking pallet jack. And it was no, we're fine.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. But it feels it feels fine. It's just simplifying everything. Really, it's very interesting to see where the business, or what we thought the business was going to be in the beginning of the year to where it is now. And it couldn't be any more different.
Right.
And the changes are all for the better. Frankly, I was talking to Justin on the way down here. Mostly about the situation that I have going on, and also some other stuff the Toolpath Summit or whatever. That should be fun. And it's all things considered, I'm ending this year the business is in a much better place, mentally and emotionally and whatever else. Frankly, the business is in a much, much better place. It's much bigger.
Right.
It was this time last year, I think John had just quit. Something like that. It was right around now. And so I was going into the new year solo.
Right.
And now it's me, Doug, Steven, Michael Morton's wife, and a part-time executive assistant lady, Kirsten. We're making money. We went through the numbers. It was kind of interesting. We went through the numbers for next year. And if we average 185 an hour, which we're going to be above that. But if we average 185 an hour, with 3 guys doing 25 hours a week each, we could basically do like 40, like if we only worked 40 weeks, so like basically took a week a month, like we had nothing, we still make like a pretty decent profit margin.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, so, but all that to like, that gives us quite a bit of like room to play and like have buffer there. And there's like ups and downs to that or whatever with like travel and blah, blah, blah. But it does help us like kind of tank floating in between projects and not trying to like force things and like end up in like with really shitty customers or whatever else.
Which you've needed.
Yeah.
Like you really need
we had
a refactor on that.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Oh my God. Like the thing that like we had like 4 projects kind of went completely sideways in one way or another. Like we had the 2 projects in California, the one in LA, and what was the other one? Oh, and then the one here that like went side, like they just like here they weren't really ready for us, and like that was kind of fucked up. Like it just like wasn't a good fit. So we got to a certain point with like, here's the programs. We started running this like we submitted a part to QC, and there was like, well, we don't know when we're gonna have it finished yet, and it's like, I'm not doing this. Like here's everything. We're done. We're out of hours. Goodbye. One of the ones in California, it was just like, it just took longer. And that one actually, I mean, we have a really good relationship with that customer still. And we're in kind of in constant communication with them about doing more projects. So that's like fine. And then the other one in California, talk about it all. So for like, maybe we'll get into it someday, but probably not for like ever. But that one's crazy. Never in a million years. And then the one, like this one fucking pisses me off the most. And well, the second most, the one that this pisses me off the most of the ones that I can talk about.
Right.
Which is like, so we entered into this like agreement. We were going to do, like first and then the finished part second. Based on what they found out about like their internal cycle times, they wanted to flip that. So, okay. So that's scope change number 1. We were going to use their fixtures initially because we have that. We don't need it. But they were trash. So we had to remake those. So like money allocated for different fixtures we used for final machining or like, the final machining fixtures. That was fine. We made the fixtures. Then like, they're like, oh, by the way, there's like an extra part number. LOL. You don't have it. And that's the one we need first. That's another one, And like at the end of the day, we cut their cycle time in half from 9 hours to 4.5 hours and took a whole operation out of it. And like, they're like, well, and there was never a deadline. Like this, like these things evolved like how we're doing business right now. And I'll get into that in a second, but like there was never a deadline, all of these scope changes. And I was like explaining this to them and they were like, you're just making excuses. And we did it, where like but the initial fixtures were a little thin and they weren't repeating. So I was like, we just need to remake these and we're fine. And they're like, well, what do we do? And it's like, well, how do we get going? And it's like, well, we got to remake the fixtures. It's like, but we need to get going right now. It's like, we can't because the fixtures don't repeat and we need to remake them. But what do we do? I was like, I don't understand what you're not understanding.
Right. We talked about this a few times over text.
Yes. And it's like,
kind of so frustrating.
This is insane to me. Like what we have now does not work. It worked to get us to here. It worked to prove that what we were doing, stable process. The fixtures need to be remade. I was like, we can get it tomorrow. We can get the fixture material tomorrow and remake them. We'll have them done. And they're like, oh, well, let's order it. I was like, I already did. It's coming.
Right.
Like we just need to it's programmed. You just need to fucking run them. And like through all that, then they broke they decided to break the final operation down and move it to a different machine for whatever reason. And like, I was so flabbergasted by this. Like, and they're like, well, what are we doing? It's like, so then they broke my setup down and their proven process down at the same time. Most of all this, they owed us like 22 grand. And I'm fucking mad. And they weren't paying and they're talking shit to us.
Right.
And it's like, what is going on right now? And eventually I had to like escalate above the management there. And the COO of the company is like, I mean, like for all intents and purposes, like awesome in this situation. Like I know, like, I mean, he's a corpo, so it might get kind of nasty, but like he really drove us getting paid like super hard. And then once we got paid and I gave them, because I was not giving them anything, like no files, no anything. Like they were emailing me like, oh, we need to fix this. And I would just respond, you owe me $22,000. Like that's it.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not fucking playing around with you guys. Like, and it's just like, I don't like to send text messages. Like I'm not private equity backed. You're putting me in distress. I have like people with families relying on me. Like, can you fucking get your shit together?
Right. And it's one thing. We were just talking about this earlier. Like, are you cheap or are you broke?
Yes.
And it's like, they're not broke.
Yes, I know for a fact they're not broke.
Yeah.
We should talk about that in a little bit too. But like all of this, like, and then they paid. I finished up the shit on my time. Because now they went to the bottom of that fucking list. We were on the East Coast doing a project for Sugami, which was cool. Actually that was really crazy. It's like the one where like we got pulled off a project, but it was like not our fault or not their fault. They were just like, we really just can't afford to pay you to do this. But like I finished my stuff with this company in California, and then I just immediately sent an email to the executives and the management in California and Michael Morton, of course, and was like, hey,
I'm complaining their ass, dude.
I did.
I was so stoked.
I was like, hey, thanks for the opportunity. We're no longer interested in doing work with you guys in California, but we will do work with you in Massachusetts because that place is like 15 minutes from my house. And the COO was like, emailed me directly and was like, I really want to talk about this and see what triggered this and talk to you about doing work in Massachusetts. And we talked about that yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And we had a really good conversation. So like, I'm probably going to bring Doug with me to Massachusetts and we're going to look at their, like, they have like a Mazak LPS. And they're like, he's like, guys are doing a good job, but they're doing it how they do it. And he's like, you guys look at it, just think about these things as LTAs and like that it's going to run for 10 years when you're like fixturing stuff. So it's like, okay. And it's like, I'm glad you appreciate that.
Right.
Like, because it's like, we do think about that when we do these setups, like why they kind of cost a lot of money and why they take a decent amount of time for us to do some of this, like the development, is we're not like making a part. Like you and I probably think about parts differently.
100%.
Like I'm thinking about like, how does this run forever?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're thinking like, how do I get 5?
Right.
It's
like, I don't care if it works.
Yeah.
The 6th part even.
Yeah.
It just has to work.
It just has to work for the 5.
Yeah.
And like the like, for instance, like the project that we did in like the one project in California on the Matsuras where we had like, it was kind of like weird as we were getting it up and running and they were kind of like starting to be like player haters, it's ran for months, like Freza tooling, like, Freza Technics, those like slim fit collet things just for, and
the ones that like you do through the back,
through the pull stud, which is like very odd, but like,
it's not like DA collet or something like that.
Yep. And like, so you need to like really reduce the shank on your tool.
Oh, really?
I mean, we just stuck it out. It was fine. We actually could use the reach. But like, I
guess that makes sense because you can't go into the place where you're putting the hex key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like we broke, like the last I heard they were still running and 0 broken tools. It was like very dialed in.
Yeah.
Like still making good parts, still just like, and like it took longer, but like we got it to a place of like it being hands off entirely. And it's like, that's what we do,
So let me ask you this based on your last, it's either been 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Are you considering putting something in your agreements that you will not use customer fixtures anymore? Because that seems to be like a large issue.
So
multiple times.
The biggest thing we did actually, like as a result, was we made a we made like a scope document that is because this kind of came from some of the guys wanting to put some of like newer customers wanting to put like very specific detail into the retainer agreement. And it's like, no. This is for like continued and ongoing work. This isn't for just a single project. Ideally, like we will continue to do work beyond this. And so we and with the shit that went down with all these other places, we developed a scope document that's like that has like clear deliverables and like expectations of what we're doing and what they're doing, you know? And so it's like this many hours, like customers responsible for this, like a desired, like everything is estimates and desired completion date. We're not, we've like basically since we've gone to the retainer model, like because of how nebulous people tend to be, like, and how milestones tend to fuck us, like we just don't, like everything's an estimate and everything's a desired completion date, which like I mean, like the emails that we're getting, it's like you agreed to this, we have no agreement.
Right.
There's no, I was like, show me the fucking agreement. Right. Because we gave you the contracts and we're not in breach of our own fucking contract. Mm-hmm. Like, sorry, I showed you where we're not in breach.
Multiple times. Like multiple ways. Yeah. It's insane.
It's like, we are fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And so it's like anytime, like, and so like, we're just basically like adding a step to like, okay, we're going to buy it like for this many hours in this project. It's going to like, you're going to do this and we're going to do that. And like to that, like, so I will use customer fixtures. Oh, this is actually, in addition to this, we've changed how we're doing billing to like, it's still all billed up front, but in 2 steps. So we do an offsite step and an onsite step.
Okay.
Which, so like it's still like if it's a 100-hour project and like it's like we need 25 hours of programming and 75 hours on site, you'll pay for the 25 hours. We'll work those 25 hours and then we won't ask for the rest of it until you're ready for it. And like really the biggest thing is for us, like the nice thing for us is we don't have this cash that now puts a tremendous amount of pressure because like they want us to come because they've paid for us to be there and they want us to be there no matter what.
I think that you should put an intermediary step in there.
Yeah.
So say like you pay for the offsite stuff, we do the offsite stuff.
Yeah.
Have like customer fixture waiver or addendum in the middle there and say like when we come on site, we will evaluate customer fixtures. And if not, we will charge X number of hours to repair or replace.
Yeah.
And if the customer does not approve, we will end the agreement there.
That's
because like it has been like the last like 3 to 5 jobs where like every time you like, oh, the fucking customer fixture is killing us.
Two of the 4 jobs had customer fixtures that were like trash.
Yeah.
And you're right. We should put that in there. Is like program performance if you're providing the fixture, then we aren't guaranteeing performance of the fixture or our program even. Because like we can't, like we didn't design it.
Right.
Like you made a hollow fixture. What, like it rings out. Yeah, of course it does. I don't know. You provided it.
You don't know what you're doing. That's not your fault.
Really good. I'm going to add that. Yeah. Yeah. We'll add that. We'll add that somewhere. But like, so all of these, like all of the stuff, like ultimately it's been like a very challenging couple months, obviously. Like, I mean, with the holidays and whatever, it's like nice to be in Arizona, with family. My sister just had a baby. So like Tommy Buns is like just about 2 months old or something like that now.
Wild.
Yeah. It is pretty wild.
Yeah. That was great to see you and Justin.
Yeah.
The day before Thanksgiving?
Before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Finally met Sharon in person.
Right.
Sharon met Katie.
Dude, that was so hilarious where Justin was like, what are they going to do with the baby?
Yeah. Multiple times. He forgot that like, oh, baby can just sit there. Like,
Yeah.
it's a baby. Yeah.
It's like, what? How can we do this? And
Yeah.
it's like, don't you remember doing this?
Right. You have a child.
Yeah, but he does backflips now.
Yeah, exactly.
My Molly does backflips when you like toss her up in the air. Yeah, that was really cool.
That was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's like, man, I was thinking like we haven't chatted in like a while.
No,
like, we've just been so fucking busy.
Yeah,
it's been like I've been traveling like kind of crazy, like back to the old ways. Back on my bullshit for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I can tell when we're both busy because we'll both drop things in the group chat and then not answer any follow-up questions that anybody asks. And then same like you'll drop something, I'll like say something, you might like thumbs up it, and then like 2 hours later I'll drop something and you'll thumbs up it and be like, all right, we're slammed.
We're doing it, dude. Yeah. Acknowledge. Like, hard eyes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The 100. Yeah, 100, 100, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like things are moving, things are shaking. Like we've definitely found that the process that we've like been and working towards has been like it's working, like every time we've tried to like, because frankly we did try and deviate from it a little bit and it just didn't it just did not work, fell flat on its face.
Yeah, it's all shaking out correct or like right though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
the things with your landlord falling apart, had you still been pushing so hard on like making all the fixtures in your shop and shipping them and like making that the focus, would have fucked you so hard.
Yes.
But like it naturally kind of moved away from that at the same time that those things were happening.
And it's very like, and like kind of the whole, like going to, I think really the inception point, and I told this to Jim when I saw him at Jim Belosic when I saw him at Open Sauce, is like working with them and like really like understanding like they make a fuckload of money, right? And like they paid us up front. Like he was like, I want to do that. And it's like, okay, like people will do that. Interesting. And then like realizing like, oh yeah, send, cut, send. Like one of the most beautiful things about their business model is like before they ship the part. And it's like, yeah, that's how I should do that. That's how it fucking should be. And like every time we've deviated from that, like, cause we have like, it's like, maybe, Tsugami job, for instance, like we're like, yeah, we'll do like a 50-50 thing, whatever for the relationship, blah, blah, blah. And it fucked us. Like, luckily, like, but again, like all things considered, because of how we're doing things now versus how we had done them before, where like before everything was milestone based, the cash outlay was like really intense. Like, and like it was even with all the milestones, like if there's any amount of it that's dependent on the customer, we're fucking hosed. Get so subjective about things and whatever that like if we had this many projects get weird last year, it would have killed us.
Right.
But like because of the cash outlay and like everything, it allows us like to walk away from shitty projects. And also like if they just go sideways at all for any reason, like we're mostly protected.
Right.
So why the Tsugami one was good because it like we didn't like, but it's weird because we didn't finish. Like we did a fuckload of work for it, but we didn't finish it and everyone was happy.
Right.
Like, which is unusual.
And you got mostly paid.
We got fully paid.
Yeah.
Like we did split it up 50-50. So like some of that money comes like at the beginning of next year, which was like, again, like I didn't really like because they released us and it allowed us to go down to Charlotte and see, the NS boys, like I'm fucking stoked. Like it really was a gift. So I didn't like hammer them too hard. But like working towards like we programmed the 2 parts, like Steven programmed the 2 parts. He did a great job. Like it was a test cut, like, cause I guess Tsugami will do test cuts and like just to prove that the machine is capable to sell it. And then if they want to continue a turnkey, they'll continue the turnkey.
Right.
And like really optimize it down. But it's like, yes, this is capable. We were a week and a half in, about like Friday, we were just about to finish the first part. Like we had to pick off and do the back half of it, and we were done. And we get in, and Valentina's like, so we did 90 seconds. It's like, excuse me? Like, it's like, we're not close at all. We're at like 8 minutes. Because we were just like, it was a test cut.
Right.
Like, can we make this part? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And like, we were just like working towards like getting the part finished. And like, we probably could have got it down to like 5 based on how we were like processing it. And it's like, oh, they're like, found out, Sugami and us, like we found out at the same time that the dealer did a fucking time study in June that said they could do this part in 90 seconds. And that's where like they're like, all right, reprogram it, like see what you could take out of it, blah blah blah. So we did. And then we come back, and then there's an apps guy there to like with us, and I was like, what are we doing? And they're like, oh, you're handing it off. And it's like, oh, cool, perfect. Because like, which is like totally fair.
Yeah,
like,
because it's a massive scope change.
It's a massive scope change, and it's like, oh, like they basically just recognized like, oh, we don't want to pay you, like, and I'm like, and frankly, it's like it's the correct decision.
Yeah,
like we're not going to pay you to like squeeze every ounce of this out. Like when like I'm not an expert, they know that I'm not an expert. Like I can make that machine work, but
right.
But like having like us hammer down on this like every little ounce is like, it doesn't make any sense. So like
they should make the asshole who promised 90 seconds.
Yeah,
make it 90 seconds.
You should have seen the fucking time study. It was literally impossible.
Yeah,
like to the point of like he calls out a double face unit. So like typically all the tools are like facing in the X direction. Mm-hmm. But you can take one of them out and add it. So like they have live tools in the Z direction as well. Mm-hmm. And it holds 2 tools per side. And he had 3 on one side in his time study. Impossible. Right. He had a no call out for a right angle attachment on the sub side. It's definitely in there. And also like the cut, which is like a fucking deep cut. That was like a wrapped contour. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, like 200 thou bigger than the in mill. I had it as like a 6-second cut.
Oh,
so it's like,
of course.
It's like pop, pop, like crazy fast. It's like that we were all looking at it like to like 3 minutes realistically.
Right.
You know?
But then you're on like the bleeding edge.
Yeah. And so they were like, we're just gonna like, they're like, no, you're good. And they're like, cool, you know, like we'll try again. Like we gave them all the spree files, gave them everything, like had like the guy started like rewriting the program by hand. And I was like, dude, we already have it. Like he's like, but I want to change these things. And I was like,
do it in a spree.
I was like, we'll do it right now. Like we'll give you the code for it. Like you don't need to write this by. He's like, I got to trig this out. And I'm like, dude, stop. And I went to, okay. I was like, hey, you guys should probably like I was like, hey, like, see, like he's getting familiar with it. He's trying to like take all this time out, whatever. But it's like, we have a program that I know will work. Like just make him run that. Cause like otherwise he's starting over from scratch and like, it's not a good use of his time. She's like, okay, cool. And then we left. And then we went down to like, this was sick. Cause like, it just timed out where like we have a retainer and we're doing container method stuff with the NS boys. Uh-huh. And it just so happened they were getting their C400 installed the same time that I was available to go down there. So they were it was sick. I got to like baby's first HyperMill program, right? You know, which was cool. And like, we were like really pushing that machine and the HyperMill guy was like, this cut. It's like, it's kind of a lot. Yeah. It's like, nah, it sounds fine.
It sounded totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big cut.
Oh yeah. But
it was like,
you sent me a video of it though. It didn't sound.
It sounded awesome.
Bad at all.
Cut great. And like, we made like some adjustments, but like between that and like, I was like, oh, I really want to do more Hermela stuff. I had like a sick time. I stayed with Nick and Sky.
Oh, sweet. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's like, he's like, oh, we have an extra room. You could stay with us. And I was like, sick.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was like a sick 3 days. And then like did like this really big, like, oh yeah, that's like kind of takes us to here. Cause like I was there and then I flew from there to Boston and I had to get my car out of a Walmart parking lot because it had a DEF related. Actually, I think it might be the battery's dead and it's throwing. I was reading it like this is a common issue on BMWs apparently, that when your batteries start to die, you start getting emissions issues.
Oh, interesting.
And so that's sick. But
I forget every time that your X5 is a diesel.
Yeah.
Like I forget that was even an option.
Yeah.
And then you say something about DEF fluid. I'm like, fuck are you talking about?
I drink it, baby.
I was like,
yeah. The really fucked up thing is like it doesn't put it in a limp mode when it runs when it's like, oh, this is bad. It just turns it off.
Yeah.
Like, and when it's like fun fact about those things, because it has an electronic shifter, if like the battery's dead and like that's dead, you're not getting it into neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So you just dragged this fucking thing. I was actually like very impressed with him, like with the tow truck driver. Like he dragged that shit up and then like he like rocked it off of.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah. I was like, that was cool. And so like, but that was like, so Monday, like Saturday, flew from Charlotte to Boston, did that. Then Saturday night flew to California. And then that was when I did my breakup with the California company. I went up there, grabbed all my shit, went back to Miters, like situated myself, did whatever, and then flew here. It was a very busy weekend.
Yeah.
And then I've been working with a new company here that is this is like one of the most unique jobs we've done because we will be doing programming now, but it's like operational, like shop operationization or whatever, which is like, there was so much low hanging fruit in there. Like they have 8 CNC machines. Like I think legitimately this, like it's Thursday now. They've probably ran for a total of like 15 hours total.
Yikes.
Like I found some like really weird, like their customer requirements are they need to CMM. Like they showed me their dashboard. It's like, oh, we do this, we program, we do blah, 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 blah. CMM's at the end. It's like, when do you program the CMM? Here. It's like, so you wait till you have the part done before you even start programming. It's like, no shit. You're fucking CNC, like the UMC, the most like versatile machine in the shop, is sitting like waiting for the CMM guy to finish the program to measure the part to find out if you can keep running or not. I was like, we need to move this step up. And they're like, wow, that's really good insight. Like, cool.
Isn't it's always so funny? Not funny. It's very interesting in this trade. Like how many things can seem so obvious.
Yeah.
And then you talk to somebody like even me, I talk to people all the time and they'll say something and it's like, oh, I should be doing it that way. Yeah. Why am I not doing it that way? Why am I so stupid?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, we're all fucking, I mean, you and I, we're jackasses.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time we're stupid. Well, you're stupid because you have a baby and you don't sleep. And I'm stupid because I'm an idiot.
And because you're traveling and sleep like 2 hours.
Yeah. I just don't sleep or I'm being threatened constantly and it's very exhausting. But like the first thing, like they have an S700 X1 and an S500 X1. And the 700 X1 has a probe, has a bloom, like has a fucking rotary on it. The day one, I was like, there's like parts where it's like, oh, we have to run this on the UMC. And it's like, why? It's like, well, it's got all these side features. It's like, why don't we put it in the rotary? And it's like, that machine doesn't turn on. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, it's been since May that I don't know how to unlock it. So like the the user level.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to change that. They're like, it requires a password. And it's like, but it only requires a password on level 5.
Right.
So I put it on level 4 and I got it moving, which is like, and I don't really run these.
Right.
Like, and it's like, all right, well, noticing it doesn't even have the fucking A-axis, right. Like on the rotary. And so I'm talking to you. I asked Easton, and I was like, what do I do? Like, it's like, it's like, oh, well, you have to push this. It's like, no. I don't have the axis.
Right.
Like it's there. It's physically there. And the drive is there. Like, but I don't have and then you were like, well, the parameters. So I found the parameter manual and I got it working and it's like, cool. And then I looked at the fucking coolant and I was like, I can't run this.
It was so gross.
It's disgusting.
You've sent me some real musty pictures. This was one of the worst.
It was definitely, and they were both really bad. And like hardcore shout out to Admiral Metalworking Fluid or whatever the fuck they're called, Fluidworks, something like that. It's a new coolant company and they're kind of growing. They're here, Utah and like Washington. And
weird.
Yeah. And it's basically like they're just kind of taking on the Fuchs line everywhere. Like they can. 2 former Star guys, former Qualcomm guys, like that are just like I used one of them serviced in my Matsura. Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he brought the fluids all right. And when I was in Utah, and dude is a fucking stud. And so him and the guy down here started their own thing, and we called them. Like, well, I called Qualcomm first, got no answer,
right? Like
on what it would take. So I called them, and he's like, it was like such a sick deal. It was like insane.
Yeah.
Or like their Global 1000, I guess, which is like their high end coolant. It's like the equivalent 250C. It's like $2,400 a barrel or something. Right now it's on sale. But he's like, here, I'll swap out all 8 machines. Like, so the UMC, they have these 2 sharp mills, the lathes, like the brothers, everything. He's like, I'll do all that for free. I'll just take your Qualcomm barrel with me.
Right.
And it's like, sick, like done.
Wild.
And we had that conversation at 2 p.m. He was at the shop 5 a.m, like sucking out sumps and did like half of them. Nice. And so he'll come back and do the other half. But it's like, dude, it's like their S700 is fucking balling. Like, yeah. It's got 3-spindle coolant. It's got
all the things. It's Admiral Metalworking Fluids.
Okay. Yeah. I said it right the first time. It's just a long ass name. Yeah. Highly cannot recommend them enough. Like I was saying, like we had a pump out on the coalescer. They brought that. He was like, he's like, I see your RO system. I'll just bring filters for that. Like he was on it. Like just the Fuchs guy was there helping him do it all and everything. And, like, he's like, I'll come by every month, and I'll like made like concentration checking sheets. And he's like, I'll come by every month and check it and like do top offs and like whatever. It's like, and if you put them on maintenance, they'll do everything cheaper. Like,
nice.
Coolant cheaper. So it's like, cool. Nice. Yeah, that was awesome. So like that super low hanging fruit. But like ultimately, like where we kind of led off to was like, they're like, it's like kind of a startup, and they are running like way too lean because they have like one guy right now that does programming and startup. Setup
for everything.
Yeah. And like they have a guy that can do lathe setups only. Mm-hmm. And he can operate the mill kind of. And it's like, oh boy. And like we made a plan on when they're like, oh, we need dates, blah, blah, blah. So we did that. And then the guy was sick today, and it like completely blew everything up. And I was like, all right. And they're like, it's the dates. And I like, this is my favorite part of the job because I just get to yell at people. And I was like, you guys fucked up. Like you did not right size where it's like, oh, based on our revenue, we wanted to right size the business. And it's like, well, you did it wrong. Like right. You created a business that's like very fragile. So like it's like, well, this wasn't part of our plan. It's like him being sick.
Right. Like a person like, not being here.
Yeah. It's like,
occasionally
this is a problem. And it's like, buy your way out of this. Like you can do it two ways, which is we make the set, like we spend a fuckload of money and make the setups really easy, and I start going into that and whatever. It's like if you buy like 0 point plates and like have common offsets and whatever, and like use your probe. And I got them to buy a probe for one of their machines, which is in the truck actually. Yeah, so I'll install that tomorrow. And like the guy's like, this is so beyond me. He's like, I'm used to running he's like 300 or $400 million a year companies. So between me and this, typically I do appreciate this, like the insight, because he's like, he's like, I get it, but he's like, there was so many layers,
right?
And so he has no idea. So he's making like these decisions, and this guy just runs the shop. The guys that own it, like, I understand the dude that's there all the time trying to save money, but like it's to a point of like absurdity.
Right.
Like the CMM is clearly a bottleneck. I wrote down every single job on a whiteboard, and it's like, where's the program here? Don't have it. And it's like, so each one of these is a day. You have 2 weeks of CMM programming that you're planning to that can right now. You have no way to program it offline. So if you're checking parts, you can't program. So what do we do? It's like, well, the license is $8,000, and it's like, and it's like, oh, well, what if we who's going to use it? Whatever. It's like,
it's 2 weeks worth to you.
Yeah,
it's like, certainly more than $8,000.
ROIs instantly. And so this dude's like fucking Charlie Day in front of the fucking red string, trying to figure a way of not spending this $8,000. And then one of the owners comes in, and shit's still laid out on the whiteboard in the conference room, and he's like, oh yeah, well buy it today.
Yeah.
That but got them to buy a probe. Apparently these guys weren't spending money, because the dudes in the shop were like, I don't know how you did that, but they spent more money in 2 hours than they've spent in the last 6 months. And it's like, I mean, I just literally just showed them what the problem was.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing this, then that's your fault. Most people just need that.
Right.
Right. Here's you have a problem. You want to improve throughput. And the easiest way to do it was really my statement was, you guys want dates on when these parts can leave the shop? They're like, yeah. I was like, I could have all the parts done and in my hands right now, and I still could not tell you when they would leave the shop, because we don't have CMM programs or any way to inspect these.
You need to buy a couple copies of the goal and just leave them on their desks.
Dude, I talk about this shit all the fucking time, and they understand they understand bottlenecks and everything, but I just don't think that it's such a weird thing. Galen, the knife guy, his father-in-law is the former CEO of McMaster-Carr. And so that's who he talks to him about business.
Right.
But it does not the size disparity is so massive that he's useless to him. Cause Galen's selling knives, half handcrafted knives, not warehouses full of shit that they'll take anything back, they'll just throw it away, whatever. The whole thing is just it's just scale.
Right.
There's just and I feel there's kind of this thing happening where it's these guys that are used to, they're supply chain guys. Justin put it a really good way, is for them, this is a black box. Typically it's just a black box on either end. And when you're fucking Honeywell, I think they're $40 billion a year or something like that. You can scream at some OSP to get to do more, to go faster, to put me at the front of the line. If you're making less than $1 million in revenue, fuck off.
Right.
Nobody, sure, you can pay for expedite and that'll put you a couple ahead, but it's not getting you to the top, the front. And this is where the last conversation I had with him today is we don't want to spend good money on bad money, which is a very a pretty interesting thing to say. But it's also and this is where the whole thing comes in, is are you guys broke or are you cheap? Because if you're broke, I get it. to increase our revenue to this point before we can start adding resources thing. But like we have like the system overall is like so fucking broken that it's like, if you have the money, we can kind of easily buy our way out of this problem. And like it sucks because it makes you make way less profit, obviously, or like really no profit on any of these jobs. But like it gets us towards the end goal of like, it's a buy one, almost like a buy once, cry once. Like I think it was like, if we got rid of the 2 sharps, put like 0-point plates on like all the machines, like put a probe on the S500, fix the S500 because they broke off one of the pots somehow, and like did all that, you know. And like
I haven't, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's like, wow, cool.
If you load the tool 90 degrees, it'll snap it off when it tries to get a tool change.
Got it.
That's probably what happened.
They're like, I don't know what I did. That's what they did for sure. And it's like, I think it was something like, and buy like a second seat of Esprit so that they could have a second programmer. There's a guy that wants to program for them. He has some dumb fucking idea though of like, I want 1% commission on my programs. And I was like, that's a stupid fucking idea. But he only wants like 35. He's contracted at $35 an hour. And I'm like, pay him $40 an hour.
Right.
Like he'll be fine. Like he's good enough. It's like, is he good enough? It's like, yeah, you're using him now.
And also it doesn't matter. He's contracted. You can just stop using him at any point. If you realize he's not good,
right,
just stop.
And so it's like, it's bizarre, but it's like you spend 150 grand on all this shit, and like we're well on our way to like a real manufacturing system.
I mean, you and I were talking like they should just sell the Sharps and the S500 and buy another UMC.
Yeah,
like,
I think like they got a this was fucked up, but like the S5, like whoever did this is like the S700 X1 with the fucking rotary and the probe and everything, plus the S500, plus the 2 sharps, they only offered him 40 grand.
Who?
I don't know. But I was like, the S700 X1's probably worth that.
It's probably worth 60.
Yeah. And so
50. I
was like, but the more I was thinking about it, I was like, we could keep the S500 and just get rid of the sharps. Cause like, if we can add a probe to this, like to the S500 and make it like way more capable. It's only 14 tools, but it's like for like a dovetail second op machine, like it's good. And just get rid of the sharps and still just add a UMC. Like if I get 20 grand for the sharps, then
I mean, Haas has been blowing out older UMCs for like $100K.
It's crazy. And so like that makes them like way more. Yeah. Like it makes them way more sense. But like it's a weird place. Yeah. Like it's a very odd thing because like I'm like when the guy's like arguing with me about spending money and like it's like you don't know what you're fucking talking about. Well, it's like, well, this is a 2-week contract and we get to like ultimately it's like a mutual decision on if we want to continue doing this. And like right now, frankly, I'm like Michael Morton came by today and he saw it and it's like, I don't know if we're gonna continue this.
No.
You know? It is just like it's like that's where like the broker cheap thing came from, was that with Michael Morton is like, because if they're broke, like it sets the expectations of like
it's an entirely different conversation.
Yeah, it's an entirely different conversation of like you might not be able to achieve what you're trying to achieve, and maybe we just need to sell the equipment just to get rid of it and like not have it. Like it's almost like a weird thing to consider is like having the resource just sit there like is worse than like just not having it. Like we don't need it. Like it's just like it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. We might as well just get rid of it, and then like we can like use what
downsize.
Use what we have a lot better rather than like, well, we have like because you know like it's just how things go. It's like I have this resource. What am I going to put on it? And it's like you're forcing a setup.
Right.
We don't need like now we have another machine to attend to. Like you don't want to add more people. And so like you're stretching, you're like, it seems like a good idea because it's like, oh, I can put something on there, but it just stretches all your resources really thin. So it's like, just get rid of it and make it be leaner.
Right.
And that brings me to right now.
Nice.
You know?
Well, let's see. I made a list because I there was no way I was going to remember. So last we spoke, was when you were in town. That was not our last episode together, but basically we were crazy, crazy busy. And it was this weird game of like knowing that the flex was coming and taking work right up until we couldn't. And so last Friday, I shipped our last part. And then since then, we've been closed. Friday, we moved a bunch of stuff. Saturday, I moved a bunch of stuff. Monday, Brad and I worked hard and got a ton out. And then Monday afternoon, Alex from HyperMill showed up and decommissioned this one and got it ready to move around.
And you had guests too recently in the shop.
We had Alex Rosner, Wisconsin Cam. He came by, and Brian Kippen was also out here random, the same day. It was super bizarre. And it was a day or two after I got some kind of crazy stomach bug as well.
Yeah, I remember you texting the group, and it was like, oh my God.
It was the worst stomach pain I've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Katie seems to have gotten it too.
Damn.
And it went from me planning oh, okay, I've got 15 more minutes and then I'm going to leave and then I'm going to go to the gym. And then within 30 minutes or 45 minutes or so, I was in the bathroom on the floor, in so much. I couldn't believe it. It was absolutely insane. But yeah, that happened, and then they showed up I think either it was 2 days later. So I was still recovering. But yeah, so we've moved everything. The shop is basically ready for the machine to move. Machine was supposed to be here yesterday, Wednesday. We get a email. They were supposed to leave Texas Monday. We get an email Monday evening that one of the trucks is delayed.
Yeah.
And both me and the rigger team, they were like, oh, okay, should be okay, because one truck will show up on time and we can start unloading that one and start moving your machines, and then when the other one shows up, it should be right in time. And then we get a email Tuesday and they're like, oh, actually both of them are delayed, because apparently that port is first come first serve.
Okay.
So there's no, I guess some ports are appointment, and so you have an appointment, you drive up, they load your truck, you get out of there.
Interesting.
This one was first come first serve. I don't know if the line was just already long or they showed up late or something, but they didn't leave the port till 3.
That sounds extremely chaotic.
Yeah. And then we found out that since it's an oversized load, they can't drive at night.
Yeah.
So then there was just no way that they were going to be here before 1 or 2 p.m. And our riggers were like, no, that's not safe. We have to drive 2 hours down there. We were only allowed to work, they said, 13 or 14 hours a day. And so they were like, we can't do that. And so we ended up finalizing back on the original plan, which was sending them up to Phoenix, having them unload there in their lot, and then them attaching another truck and bringing it down on a Saturday now. So they're 2 days out. Super excited, super nervous, but it's going to be a little more expensive, but way less stress now, because there's not going to be any cars in the parking lot. There's going to be, there's always maybe 5 people here, between 7 other businesses. So not a big deal. But what was funny is that, so Tuesday, I went and got gift cards for all of our FedEx driver, UPS driver, all that stuff.
Right.
And then Brad went and got 8 dozen donuts because we were going to go around and just say hey, Wednesday's going to suck for everybody. We're really sorry. Here you go. Here's some donuts as an apology. But so, we make that plan at 1 p.m. that they're going to come Saturday now. And we're like, well, we should just go give people donuts. Fuck it. And dude, I have never seen adults be more confused than by an act of kindness from another person.
The fuck are you doing?
100%. And most of them, it went from confusion to elation, immediately. They're like, oh, well, thank you so much. Because we were just going around here you go, here's some donuts, happy holidays from your neighbors over in 198.
They're like, is there anthrax in this?
Right. Well, our next door neighbor, I had to explain why we had gotten them, because he was like, very confused and nervous. And I was like, they were going to be apology donuts, but like the machine's coming in Saturday now. Don't worry about it. Here you go. Here's some donuts. She was like, oh, thanks so much.
That make like the weird machines or whatever.
No, they make like bodybuilding peptides and shit like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never answer their door either.
Yeah.
Like Brad has gone over at night where like you've seen, like you can see through the windows when it gets dark.
Yeah.
We've received one of their packages. He's gone over, rang their doorbell, looked the lady through the door dead in the eyes, and she just sat there for like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. And he rang it again and was like, this is your package. And she was like, oh, okay. And like came and unlocked the door. We sat there for like a minute and a half and we were just turning around to go to the next business.
Yeah.
And he opened the door and was like, what do you want?
Yeah.
All right, man.
I'm right here, brother.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so funny, like going around to the different businesses and just seeing like everybody was just like so skeptical and then just so happy. Like one guy gave me like the biggest smile I've ever seen from him.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a yearly thing though. Like we're just going to do it because I find it absolutely hilarious that people are that flabbergasted by kindness. But it probably buys us some goodwill.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go over to the people on the far end who park their trucks in the alley like assholes and block everything and just be like, hey, don't leave anything in the alley or I'm just going to tell them to move it with their forklift.
Yeah. Yeah. People love that.
Yeah. So hopefully I've bought enough goodwill that they will listen to me tomorrow. We'll see. But let's see. Yeah. Finishing up the orders went pretty well, actually. Things went, surprisingly well.
Yeah.
And then the last order I shipped was my first customer part in HyperMill.
Yeah.
Technically take 2 on it, but it was really nice to like run code and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of getting used to. Like
it was different.
It's so different. There's some things that I think it does so incredibly well, and then some things that are so incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. Yes.
Like little things. Like a lot of it is like graphical and UI things to let the user know what they're doing. Like I don't know if you've spent a little bit of time in it. When you calculate a toolpath, like they all sit in queue and then they calculate in the order that you told them to.
Yeah.
But there's no graphical, like sometimes it'll flash the toolpath name if it's calculating.
Yeah.
Sometimes it won't though.
Right. It's not like in Fusion where every toolpath that's like, or wait, am I thinking of Fusion?
Where like it has the circle and it shows you
the
like rough percentage of where it is in the calculation.
I was thinking of Mastercam.
Yeah.
Where it has like a little square it's very similar where it's like yellow or green, like yellow's if it's waiting, green if it's calculating, and like everything below it is like in queue, or if it's fucked up, it's next.
Well, and what's fucked up in HyperMill is that if you hit calculate on something you've already hit calculate on, and it hasn't calculated yet, it will do it twice. It'll do. You are creating a checklist for the engine to calculate.
Yeah.
So like I can go 1, 2, 3, 1, and it'll calculate all 3. They'll all be fine, and then it'll start calculating 1 again. And then if 2 and 3 are rest machining that use the stock chain, it will invalidate those. So like I have to be very, very clear and pay attention to what I've hit calculate on. Otherwise, you can just go around in circles.
Right.
And that's super, super frustrating. There's like there's nothing.
There are, like, I think I said this on one of our more recent ones, like the old toolpaths and the new toolpaths being in there at the same time is like very bizarre, kind of like whack, because you're like, it's like nobody does it like this, but it's also first on the list. And
well, I keep getting the answer to a lot of things of like, well, we can't change that because like it'll make our older customers angry.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but at some point you just have to like improve. Otherwise you're going to end up in 2035 with a software that looks like it was designed in DOS.
Right.
Like,
change
is okay sometimes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Like you just have to do it. So things like that are exceptionally frustrating, but the level of control and the quality of the tool paths and the quality of the sim is so good.
Right.
I was playing a bunch with the true shape point distribution stuff you can do now. It's only in a handful of the tool paths. They're coming supposedly later to the rest of them. But like it will create perfect point distribution across the entire surface, like remap every single point to be pinpoint perfect. Like, which is funny because like if I give the Hermla like 1,000,000 points in that mode and tell it like super fine finishing, so that's putting out a ton of points like Heidenhain likes, but then I try to like really crank down the smoothing accuracy mode, it gets super faceting. So like I have to turn my tool path to semi finishing, but then crank it down to like fine finishing, I think, in true shape.
Wow.
And then I get very, very gorgeous toolpath lines.
Interesting. That's fascinating.
Which I guess is very similar to like in Fusion, where like you give it a very, very small tolerance value and then like give it a fairly loose smoothing value.
Sure.
But
yeah, so then it's like it will be sloppy on the point to point, but the points are so close together it like doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I think I'm giving it a 1 or 2 thou allowable deviation in cycle 32.
Right.
But when your points are like 5/10 apart, there's no way.
Do you use 326?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because they literally told me not to.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Like this is so interesting because like the Hermla guy that was like from Germany, you know? Like he was telling us all kinds of shit that you were like, what the fuck? You know, like the HTTP server and like the 326. He's like, this is the fucking shit. Like way better. And
no, I was having all kinds of problems with it. And then we had an apps guy out sometime last year.
Yeah.
And I was asking him about it. I was like, what should I use in this situation? What should I use? He's like, I just wouldn't use it, period. He's like, I would just use 32. He's like, 32 does what you want. He's like, unless he said like 326 he might use for like some really high production roughing.
Right.
But when it came to finishing, he was like, 32 all day.
Right. And that's what we used it for, really, was just the 326. He said it's really good for roughing.
Yeah.
Like, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
Yeah.
To fucking email him. Be like, why are you telling me this?
Honestly, like because I was really struggling with like gouging and full 5-axis when I was using 326 and then going to 32, totally fine.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe I just had the wrong cycle in 326 because it's like what 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But like 2 of them are the same or something like that.
I'm not 100%. Like he said, it's a 3. I mean, it was way faster. Like it did go like going around stuff. It was like way quicker.
It loosens things up a ton.
Yeah.
I just didn't find it as helpful for finishing stuff. So, but anyway, so super happy so far with HyperMill. As soon as the Flex is installed and I have enough control of the axes to run like give them all of the pictures and the screenshots, they're going to give me the new virtual machine for that one as well. And then I've got the pallet bases to make.
Yes.
Or the pallet adapters from that to the laying plate. And then I potentially, we'll see. I'm not going to promise anything, but I have an idea for a ornament that I might run.
Yeah.
If I have time. I think that's about it. Like that takes me to today. Today like was a super low key. I came in, did all my invoicing here because my computer at home was broken. Went and drove up Mount Lemon.
Yeah.
Went home, fixed my computer, and then now I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a pretty
like chilling.
Both Brad and I have had a few very chill days because of the reschedule, which has not been the worst. Like
that's cool.
Wednesday we looked around, we're like, all right, we need to move all the metal and move those shelves out of the way, and then we need to move like a few odds and ends in the shop, and then it's like, all right, let's go out to lunch and then just be done. Like,
that's nice.
Yeah.
So I got enough going on for the both of us.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Saturday will be incredibly hectic. So I'm totally fine with a little bit of downtime.
Yeah.
Especially with how hard we've been pushing it right up until last Friday to get everything shipped. So it's been good, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Should we get into some questions?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we got a ton. Let's jump into the Patreon ones first, as always. From the Patreon, Matt Blackwell. I'm considering adding another machine to my small shop with limited floor space and power. What are some factors that should be considered when purchasing a 5-axis machine that might not be obvious to someone who has zero experience running one?
Question. I mean, big question right off the bat is like, how accurate are your parts?
Right.
You know, because like compact 5-axis, like if you don't need like crazy high accuracy or repeatability, like I guess UMC 400 be too big. I don't know like what small is,
right?
You know, but like I mean, if you can like, frankly, if you're new to 5 and you can fit it, a Haas is a great way to go because it's just so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Like you don't really have to think about it, and they just work.
It pisses me off that Kitamura doesn't make like a My Center 2X.
Yeah.
Like if they had one that was just like a little bit bigger,
right,
that thing would be a killer home shop 5-axis.
Yeah.
Because that's incredibly accurate.
Mm-hmm. Not My
Center, Med Center. Sorry. Yeah. That's what I mean.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Those things are fucking money too.
They are, but I don't know. Like they seem like they go for a crazy discount like every end of the year.
It is really bizarre where it's like, yeah, it's a $500,000 machine, but you can get it for like 180.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like I've seen them in the low 2s.
Yeah.
And granted, that was like the Gen 1 before they added a little bit more Y and Z. Mm-hmm. Like, man, if you just like increase the X, Y, and Z by
a little bit,
even like 6 inches, I think would make it very usable for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, like the obvious things are like, what's your part size? What's your part accuracy? What is like, are you doing like high quantity shit or like onesie twosie stuff? Like, can you afford monetarily and like Z like stack on, because like some of these like small 5-axis, as soon as you go like 0 point, like you've just lost like a fuckload of your Z axis. Right. Those are kind of the places. Like, do you plan to automate? Do you not want to automate? Because I think so, like a big spindle gripper guy, right? And so it's like, so are we going like table 5-axis, like where we have like a trunnion, so we can spindle grip it, or are we just going like 500 style where it's like just a trunnion and like we're not really considering automation?
Right.
So, I mean, I like those are things that I would be considering. You know?
I think a giant one too is just get the model and like play around with it, like rig it up, in whatever cam system you have, and like, because I think a lot of people, me included, until I started getting into it, you don't realize, like, you come from 3-axis and you think, okay, I need to look at the travels X, Y, Z.
Right.
When really, like,
that's a dangerous game.
Y and Z at A90, or do I have much past A90 or A negative 90? Like, those are the things that will bite you in the ass. Because like, if you have to use a 6-inch long holder to get to center line at A90, nothing is going to be good.
Right. It's going to be really, really yucky and annoying.
Yeah.
And like, this is like a really beefy trunnion, whatever. It's like, yeah, but then you tilt it over and like you have no Y, which is like the issue with the OG Gen 1 Med Center.
Right.
It's like, yeah, great travels. You can't, but it's not a drop trunnion. Or it's like not drop trunnion enough.
Right.
And so when it kicked over, you're like, you couldn't do anything. So it's like super tall, like decent Z, then no Y.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
you're like, oh, my max part height is like 2 inches with a vise.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, so I have all this space. It's a really bizarre situation, but yes, that's a fucking great insight.
And they all bury it too.
Yeah.
Like every 5-axis machine I've looked at, even Hermlo, like I think because if you're coming at it from a 5-axis mindset, it's just kind of an obvious thing that you look for.
Right.
But yeah, if you're coming at it from a 3-axis mindset, like I never knew, I didn't know that at all.
Right.
Like I thankfully lucked into a machine that has a very good nose to center line.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it was that had a Mazak that it was like, I want to say it was like 100 millimeters to center line at A90. It was like one of their shitty, I don't like cheaper ones.
Yeah.
But it was terrible. Like he had to use super, super long gauge length holders for everything.
Right.
And like that's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure that will bite you in the ass if you don't pay attention to that stuff.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be pissed.
Yeah.
And I never would have known, but like it's very easy to rig a machine in Fusion now, and just
it is surprisingly easy.
Yeah.
Like you can mess up and like do some like very funny things, like, or make it do some like really, it's super funny when you're like going through and you like set the base or whatever as the wrong thing, and like the machine is like the whole enclosure's moving around.
Yep.
Like, whoopsies.
Yeah. And I will say, if you're, I'm not going to go down the whole rabbit hole of how you do it, but if you're starting to rig a machine and you've started by jointing all of the pieces in CAD together, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Which I did right off the bat. Like that was, I think I was doing it's M140 for my last job or something. And I was like, oh, I completely screwed this up.
It's it's like so bizarre because like the machine, like you'll get one of these things and it's like not jointed at all, but and so your inclination is to like, oh, I need to make this lock down, but then it doesn't fucking move.
Right.
And so you have to but because like the act of building the machine is what starts to lock things in place.
Yeah. There's
also like some of these guys, I mean, I guess if we're on this topic, where they'll have like different like tables in the model and you'll like do one and then like you'll start to like spin the C-axis and it's like collision. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, oh, and you have to like unbury all this stuff and it's like, oh, this is like kind of interfering, and it's like that stuff is just so
simplify your model for sure. Like I, for my HyperMill model, have like 4 components, I think. Yeah. And it's just like X, Y, Z. Yeah. Maybe 5. X, Y, Z, A, C.
Yeah.
And then like maybe one that's base. And the first thing I do is just like go through and drag components into like group folders, basically. Yep. Big shout out to Phil for showing me that. Cause like, you can end up with a million components and you're just like trying to figure out, oh, which one did I click? And did I click that one right for the A axis? And, just make them very easy to select.
Yep.
All that stuff. But I would do that. I think that you will screw yourself so quickly if like you don't check that stuff and then you buy a machine and you're like, oh, I only actually have a max part height of like 5 inches.
Right.
And this part's 5.25.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I can program around it, but like I wanted to tip it over at A90 and just face off the top with a side, a side cut with an end mill. And it's like, no, I can't. Now I got to tip it at 45 and surface it, or so just make sure you check all that stuff first for sure.
Cool.
Let's see. Nick says, I believe that small parts are more challenging to make than big parts. Small parts being smaller than your thumb and big parts being too big to fit in a 6-inch Kurt vise. Almost everything he does is bigger than what can fit in one Kurt vise. And small parts scare him. Is he crazy?
No, like it's just something that we've been like kind of like internally, like we've been doing like an evaluation project for a company, and it was like very bizarre because like, I mean, it's weird because like the size of the part is almost irrelevant, like to a certain extent, depending on the GD&T aspect of it, and like, because we see parts that like, oh, the geometry is it's like very simple geometry, but the GD&T makes it a fucking nightmare. Like, it's just like very like, it's either very odd, like, and super tight, or like, or really, those are the two. It's like, it's odd where like you have like true positions on shafts and stuff like that, which is like, see what you're going for here, but you make this like really weird. And like now you're kind of bringing, or like profiles on stuff where it's like you're trying to control everything with this one. And now you're bringing like form into it when it doesn't actually matter as much. Like, and like we kind of like, it's very interesting. Like with younger engineers, I would say it seems like the design intent is lost, and they're trying to like simplify the drawing in a way that makes it like really fucking nasty. And you see this a lot with like space companies. And I will say space companies because it's not like one in particular. It seems to be like all of them have these young like hotshot engineers that are like, yeah, this is like a 2,000 profile tolerance on this shaft, and it's like, what? And it's like to 3 datums, and they're like all over the place. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? Like, you want it to be here. I get that, but like, you make it nasty, and like, so like, frankly, it's like depend. Like, that doesn't matter size wise. Like, it's going to be nasty or not,
right?
Know? Though, like, size. I mean, size does depend on machine, right? Like, like this is like you might be technically like pushing it, you know, like with the C250 on doing like super tiny stuff,
right?
Like the Brother's really good. Just like if you do big parts on Kerns, you're like kind of pushing it,
right?
Like, but that's more of a machine limitation than anything.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to what you're comfortable with too,
right?
Like Nick is scared of small parts. I only do small parts for the most part, and like big parts scare me because it's like, oh, there's so much more invested into material, and like material handling becomes a problem. Like, oh, do I need a skyhook to like load the material into my machine?
And I mean, I guess like you do a lot of like fairly exotic materials, but like when you'd still deal with like the movement, but like movement, like aluminum is typically very stable when it's like small. When you start getting into like big aluminum, like aluminum starts to become like a lot less, like starts to move a lot more, like especially when you get into like 70-50 or 70-75, or like you're like, that's like, oh, shit's like, it's like, why is it doing that?
Right.
Like, this is aluminum, it shouldn't move that much. And it's like, it's material, it's always gonna move. And like typically, like you see, I mean, I guess especially about like big hog out, whatever. Though, I mean, I think big parts are fun, right? Because you get to take a big ass end mill or whatever and just like, it's like, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to what you're familiar with and what you've like developed processes for. Like I would be probably equally as lost trying to make Nick's parts as he would be trying to make mine.
Yeah.
You know,
Nick who?
Nick Ackerman. Well, let's see. Chris Chow says, Dylan, was Tebus ever a consideration for CAD CAM before you decided on HyperMill? Either of you have any experience using it, demoing it? I saw it recently at West Tech and it did seem worth a look. I maybe gave it 20 or 30 minutes of thought. Maybe like a couple hours.
Yeah.
I think it looks super cool. I think it looks incredibly powerful, but the user base and support is so small in the US that it made me very hesitant to even.
Yeah.
I didn't even get as far as to like get a personalized demo.
Yeah.
And that's what it came down to.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah.
It's like I'd pick Gibbs Cam over it probably, you know?
Like, I think it just depends too. Like if you're doing stuff that has like a million tessellation stuff, like it handles that stuff so incredibly well.
If you're doing like wing spars on like a machine that's the room.
Right. Kind of anything that has like you're doing 3D scan data and then machining off the scan data. I'm sure it's very good at normal 5-axis stuff too, but like,
yeah,
I mean, I can find 50 HyperMill users on Instagram and ping them all. Like I've got very good friends that are HyperMill users.
Yeah.
I don't know personally. I don't think a single Tebus user.
Mickey? Question mark?
I mean, if anybody would have it, it would be him just because he's got to catch them all. But like, I don't know anybody who uses it solely, I guess.
Right. We know one guy kind of.
Well, yeah, the demo guy for it, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, I just don't know anybody that uses it. It's like this is only like doubled down since I've started using HyperMill. Like, man, do I need people to lean on because it's the little stuff that you encounter that you just bang your head against the wall. You're like, no, I know I should be able to do it this way. Why can't? For example, when I first started using HyperMill in April or whatever, Uday and I had gotten the Moldino thread mills to work,
Right.
and they posted out fine. They simulated fine. There's a way to like tell virtual machine a G1 collision limit
Okay.
of like 5 thou, and that was covered the thread mills.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
But with the new automatic stock chain, apparently that broke. And so it sees it as a collision, and it only passes through the core diameter, not the actual cutting diameter. So I was trying to program a customer part.
Yeah.
And did everything that Uday and I had set up as a macro and put it in and ran it, and was getting nonstop collisions in VM, and was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Posted in the HyperMill Discord, and they were like, oh yeah, that's a known limitation right now with automatic stock chain. And like, I had already spent 45 minutes on it. Had I not posted and like gotten an immediate response, I probably would have spent another hour on it of like changing every setting in the thread mill options, you know? And like, I can't imagine having nobody to turn to at 10 p.m. at night.
Right.
You know? So that's really what it came down to. Let's see. Zach Pennington says, Zap, is there ever such a thing as a job shop prototype Swiss machine? The boss man is looking to get one, and I'm trying to do some preemptive research. They're looking at getting a 30 or 32 millimeter machine, and they regularly are holding tenths on 5/8 diameter and under 17.4 and 455, and tool steels on their lathes currently. Work is only getting smaller and more intricate.
I mean, just because I was like just on one, really, 209W or something like that. I don't know. It's a 3-channel Swiss machine. So you can like, basically the only reason I don't really think that there's a good option necessarily, like, because they're just not set up for that, but you can put it in chucker mode. So you don't really have to deal with the guide bushing. So you're just changing collets. So that like helps, if you don't, like, if the parts aren't super long. But because it has 2 gangs, you can get a fuckload of turning tools and milling tools in there. So you can probably do, like, you can have like standard tools, and be able to kind of like, so it looks like if the parts are like fairly similar, then it's probably a no-brainer. If they're changing around a lot, you could probably get like it's got 7, without doing anything crazy, it's got like 7 live tools on the it's like 7 turning tools or something like that, you know? And then on the backside you have like 4 more, like 8 more live tools if you want, or 4, or like any combination of like mill and live tools.
Doesn't Miyano have a hybrid machine too? Or like something that is like kind of a little bit of both?
Yeah. I think they basically all came out with like some form of like a Swiss chucker type thing where you get kind of best of both worlds. It's just like, it's bizarre. Like, it's tough, but something with 3 channels, I would say, like where you have like multiple gangs on the main, so you can get a fuckload of tools in there, is probably your best bet to being able to do like prototype Swiss work quickly.
Okay.
And then outside of that, if it's the other option, I mean, not the other option, because like they all kind of have one, like between Citizen Swiss or Citizen Star and Tsugami. I'm sure they all have one. The programming gets kind of wonky because like they all kind of suck. I mean, like Esprit is probably your best bet, but it just sucks.
Right.
You know? Like, it's even like Tsugami and how to post and whatever, it still did. You still have to like really know what you're doing with like the weight codes and everything to make it work correctly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was annoying.
Well, let's see. Teak Ackerman says, Dylan, how did you adapt your Lang base plate to your Hermla? Does your machine table have an H6 or H7 ground socket that receives the locating pin between the base plate and the table? If so, did you make it or have a custom pin made? We've perhaps never truly unlocked the full potential of a 0-point system. Our base plate comes on and off for various jobs and always gets centered by eyeball when going back on. Then we have to probe in the riser vice stack for X, Y, Z, and C.
Whoa.
That plate, and if you're watching the video, you can see it, is right behind Zap and I.
Right.
I think has been off once in 2 years, and it was off for service.
Right. frankly, I have so many questions. Like, why are you taking it off?
All I can think is that they're doing some awkward rework or something that needs like toe clamps on the table,
Yeah.
is my guess. I bid work that can go on vices or that I can make fixtures for. Any fixture that needs to go on there gets the laying studs, and then I finish machine it in the machine.
Right.
I don't intend to take it. There was only one part that I quoted this year.
Yeah.
I didn't quote. Actually, I no quoted, but I considered taking it off because it was like a 9 or 10 inch tall cylinder that I would have had to bolt directly to the table to fit at A90. Speaking of A90 stuff,
right.
I didn't have enough travel.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't get to it. And so I did a little research with my machine model. I was like, okay, if I remove the length plate, does that extra inch get me anywhere? And it's like, no, not really.
Yeah. On these, like this one specifically, you can get a different table that has the length studs on it, right? Or is that not correct?
That is not on my machine. On the ones with the systems table, which I believe technically my new machine will have. Okay. But it'll have all the automation stuff in addition to that. But you can get a integrated laying table.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And as far as like a ground socket, I don't have anything on there. I throw the thing on there. There's 8 bolts, I think, that go into the T-slots.
Yeah.
I put the laying master, put an indicator on it, and spin the table until it's on center. And then try to align it in X as best as I can so that it's not doing a bunch of compensation. Recheck the centering again, and then I tighten it all down.
Rick? Nick and Sky got the fucking hybrid system. That thing's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
I was like, how does this work? But like it, like having like multiple grippers and shit, I can see why it's so much more expensive. It is just like bananas.
Yeah. You get so much more density out of the storage modules. Yeah. I am curious if we can retrofit it later.
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Right.
You know?
Especially because we can add an entire additional storage module just for that.
Right.
So we'll see. Like I think for right now, 16 pallets is going to be enough.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah. And I guess to take your question a little bit farther, Teak, the Flex will just get, there are steel pallets. There will be a 70-75 little cone adapter to a small single station laying pallet.
Nice.
On 14 out of the 16. And then 2 of them will get a 2-fold.
Cool. And
then an adapter between those as well. Yeah.
Nice.
And then his other question was, what's prompting the question is they are setting up a laying pyramid on the side of, on the table of their DMU 75. It is the second time they've ever run the pyramid, and it's a real process to dial in each vice location. We are running G54, 5, 6 for the 3 vices, but it would seem that there's a better way to set up and program it in Fusion. Using just one WCS located at the machine table center point and component pattern. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do with the laying stuff. Like, I have my laying table modeled in Fusion.
Right.
And the riser.
Yeah.
I would just remove the riser. I'd digitally bolt the pyramid to the table and probably use the same 0 point that's center and top of the table like I do for everything.
Yeah. Agreed.
If it was a second op, then you could do probing into like a datum shift table in Heidenhain or, shift your...
Right. You'd probably, I mean, like if it's second op stuff, then you probably want individual WCSs.
Yeah.
But like if it's first op, you're totally fine with just one WCS for all however many 3 stations on there.
Yeah. Lang will clock itself just fine.
Yeah.
And the stack up will be what it should be within a few thou, Right. So yeah, that's what I would do. Definitely off of 1. I wouldn't use 3 unless I absolutely had to. Let's see. All right, I'm going to jump over to this one. All right. Thomas Hosford asked, since you're about to kick off your first round of automation, I'd love to hear what you think your blind spots will be and compare that to 3 to 6 months down the road when you've actually had experience. Chips and tool life are always a big thing, especially in production, but with you doing high mix, low volume, job shop work, I'm curious to see how managing tool life goes with ever-changing part geometry. I mean, I think the bad thing about blind spots is you don't know them. As far as chip management, the HyperMill has been really, really good. The C250, it's the same machine. I think there's actually a little bit more washdown in the automated ones.
There and because of the types of parts you do, like you're not, and like you don't use big tools, and like your roughing tools are like AXFPSs or like the MFCs, or what's the one that you just started using, the
SX HTCs. Yeah.
Is that thing rips, right?
It's so good.
Nice. I think I'm going to use these guys up here have a 15.5 job that I want to,
so good.
The S700. But like outside looking in, I think you're going to be like fine. Just everything you're doing now, like you've done what most people don't do, and like have spent years building your system, and you use tool breakage. You don't like, you already aren't like concerned with cycle time. So like you're not like you're not going from like of my tools breaking all the time. Like you are fairly conservative because like just want it to work. Mm-hmm. So like from where I'm sitting, I don't know where you would like, why you won't just like kind of instantly turn it on and it'd be fine.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that is going to lead to scrap is me wanting to go home, right, and just not running a full op one, like running half of it and being like, yep, looks good, let's run 16. Yeah. And then like having like that one tool path actually end up gouging something, and it's like, oh cool, I made 16 scrap parts.
Being said though, I think like you'll probably I guess as you're going to start like with, especially now that you're going to HyperMill, you're going to be using the like probe and check stuff.
Yes.
A lot more.
I'm so excited for that.
Like, I think like now, once you get more acclimated with it, I think that's like an obvious way to like avoid just like fucking things up.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, oh, is this too, like, oh, I fucked this up, like it might not catch a gouge, but like probably if it's gouging, like it might be like a feature's too small, or like you rough too much material off, or whatever. And it's like, oh, I fucked, like, and it'll stop before you probably get it to stop before it scraps a whole pallet, a whole thing.
Yeah. And I think we've been pretty good about, we haven't documented any tool life, but like I roughly know, I know what an E-cut sound, like the E-cuts that I use sound like when they're getting tired. And like, if I hear that, I'm not going to just like send a pallet full of material and be like, it'll be fine. Or if I do, guess what? Like tool breakage detection will catch it 90% of the time.
Yeah, I've been like on this like pretty hard with just like anybody is like with like watching the machine or like listening or whatever. It's like when you're to a point where like you kind of like know what it is, like I don't watch like programs really run anymore, because like it's got tool breakage. Me standing here isn't going to stop the tool from breaking.
Exactly.
Or like from anything bad happening. It's like, I'm just going to like, if it starts in the right place, I'm going to walk away. Like, and if it breaks, it breaks, and we'll be fine.
Well, I mean, that's how I felt about full programs now, really. Yeah. Cause it's like, like the machine will set any tool that's not set automatically. It won't let it run without it.
Yeah.
I have limits on diameter and length for every tool. Sim says it's good. The Sim's dialed.
Right.
Why should I sit here? Like, especially when we're talking like 30-minute cycle times or 30-minute toolpath times.
Right.
Like I'm surfacing with a 1/2 inch or 0.5 millimeter ball for 30 minutes. It's like, I should just be programming the next part.
Yeah.
That's the best use of my time. Or like invoicing or quoting or
this is like when we were doing the Matsura turnkey, like especially like the first operation was like 9 hours. We went through the program like fairly meticulously, and like we built all the tools because it was like from scratch, and like ran it through CAMplete. And it's like anytime, like we fixed all the issues in CAMplete that it was seeing, and it was going to be 9 hours. And it's like, I'm not fucking watching that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just like, I sent the first one overnight.
Yeah.
Like, cause they close hard at 4:00. And it's like, well, it's like, if I can't work late, the machine's going to do it for me. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm out of here.
Oh, that does remind me, speaking of like safety with all this stuff. So I've talked about how like HyperMill will check tool lengths as they come up. When I was running the pie chart for Justin, I had loaded a long reach ball mill.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's a long reach, like 1/16 ball that I use. It's a standard tool. And usually it's in a 160 length PG10.
Okay.
And I just wasn't paying attention. I was probably chatting with Uday or something and put it in a 120.
Yeah.
And it came up immediately. It was like, oh, you're 2 inches too long. Like, or whatever. Like, I was like, oh, too short. Thank you. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's really cool.
Yeah. That was something we ran into. So I was like, we were trying to like touch a tool off. And if there's an existing height offset in there and your tool's different, even if you're doing it manually, it's like, no, fuck this up. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Why is it doing like it's going and like missing? It's like, what the hell's going on? And it's like, oh, we're like 1.25 inches shorter than what it thinks it is. So it just keeps bombing out on us.
Yep.
No shit. Set it to 0. No problems.
Yeah. You can set it to 0 or even just set it to like the nearest.
Right.
Like most of my PG10 120s I know are going to be around like over 5 inches, but around 5 inches.
Yeah.
And so I'll set them to like 4.8 or like 4.9.
Oh, sure.
And then it always corrects it to like 5.12, whatever,
Right.
you know, like. So yeah, I don't think chips are going to be a super big deal. I mean, tool life, I'm sure it'll bite us eventually, but like in general, I think we have it pretty well dialed at this point, and tool breakage will catch it. And, you know, I'll just be sad from home watching my night not running away, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ash says, excited to hear more about your new C250 and curious what your and Zap opinion is regarding why Hermla as opposed to another brand. Obviously, adding a second C250 makes sense versus adding a new brand, but what are the key features that attracted you to the Hermla in general? I think I've talked on this a fair bit, but I wanted Heidenhain, I wanted HSK. That really narrows the field right off the bat. DMG still hasn't gotten me my quote from 3 months ago. Burns a little too small.
Yeah. And the big one's probably really expensive.
The big one's way out of my budget. All's Metal doesn't have a big US presence.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis is it, basically. Yeah. Like, it's Dennis.
I think they might have like 10 employees total in the US right now, which is not like, I'm not saying it as a disparagement. It's just like as a small business, I can't afford to take that kind of leap. Yeah, that really is what it comes down to. And like, now that we have one, the accuracy is insane. The epoxy granite is like incredibly thermally stable.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the
spindle's really nice.
Spindle's nice.
I mean, you don't, but like I was pretty impressed with like the cuts you could take this thing, and like it basically just like ate it.
Oh yeah.
Like that was cool. I was way into it. And they're fucking fast. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Fast. Like
for being a big machine, it's
even the C400 is like fast as fuck, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is moving a lot of weight really quickly.
Oh yeah.
And
were you there when they did I don't remember what they call it, but basically they rapid it corner to corner and check the vibrations, and then we'll adjust the acceleration values to make sure that it's not like walking itself across the floor?
No, I came after the install when they were just doing the training.
Okay.
Like it was kind of funny because, the dude like almost passed. Like he almost passed. I had to take him to the ER, but like they were cutting they cut the back half of the calibration cube, you know, and then, or the calibration thing, like the artifact, and then we cut the part for and then they finished it up. But like I wasn't there for any of that stuff. The control is like crazy powerful too, and it seems like they do like the I mean, I haven't really fucked around with a lot of Heidenhain control, so I can't really say, but like it seems like the Hermla integration stuff into Heidenhain is like very seamless.
Yeah.
Like you can't it's not like on a Haverly Plus K, you can really feel when you're in the Fanic picture stuff. It's just like slow and like it's just not quite the same, especially if it's processing a lot of shit. Where like this, like the hacks stuff, which is like its own thing. That's not a hide and hide thing. That's a Hermela thing. It just is on there.
Right.
And it's fine.
Well, and they branded it the same. Like it looks like a hide and hide screen.
They did a very good job with that. So like things I would say that like I'm not a big, like obviously like I'm more of a Matsura guy. I've done a lot more Matsura stuff. Like the biggest thing I would say like that is like a negative to the Hermelas in terms of like its automation is they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like the C400 with the HS Flex and it was really interesting because the servants got their MX420 today.
Oh, sick.
So like,
Good for them.
me a picture of it. They got the blacked out one. It looks sick. Yeah, it looks really dope. But like, we'll say that's not a Titan thing. You've always been able to get in special colors. Fuck that.
I mean, just look at the pink Matsura at Hilltop.
Yeah. And the like they were like, oh, we were thinking about one of these. Like after seeing like the C400 with the HS Flex and the tool, it's like, and the height, it's like they literally could not have fit that machine into their shop like at all, or it would have been like the shop.
Right.
Like they don't have a lot of space, and so like they were able to like, I mean, they had to remove an office and a bathroom to get the MX420 in there, but like they were able to keep all the rest of the machines. They would have to get like rid of like all of the machines.
Oh yeah.
To get the Hermela in there.
Yeah.
And like that is something that I think like if you're space limited, like these are a really bad option.
100%.
Like you are not space limited. You're about to be. But
yeah, we are basically sitting inside the future Flex right now. Well, like we'd be talking across the hallway right now.
Well, I'm here next week. Maybe we could do it.
I'm totally.
Let's do it. Yeah. But like, it's. I mean, the hallway is a fucking hallway.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny that it has doors on either side. I mean, I'm assuming that the space is basically the same. Like the Flex is more or less the same, regardless of the machine.
I think it's exactly the same. Yeah.
And so like there was at one point it's like Nick, Sky, myself, and like in this Hermela hallway, you know, and it's like you can fit people in there.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's a very like I will say too, like the hack system from what I've seen and like played around with and whatever. I like the Matsura a little bit better. Like I was telling you, I think it's like a 1A 1B thing.
Right. Well, you said the Matsura is much less clicky.
It's much less clicky. It's a lot simpler.
Yeah.
You can do way more shit with the Hermela one.
Right.
Like, you're setting the datum, the preset, you're setting all kinds of stuff. And like, it's a lot, I would say, safer. It's making you go through a lot more checks to make sure like that program is what you want on that palette.
From what I've seen, it's like assembling Legos.
Yes.
Like you have your preset Lego and your palette Lego, and like you're just having to click each one together every time to activate it.
Yeah.
And I think there's some ways to automate that a little bit from what I understand, but even then, like
also like up in and I think this is a TNC 7 thing, not on the 640. Maybe it's on the 640 and you can tell me, but the simulation on the control, incredible.
I will be interested to see how different it is on 7. Because I have simulation. Like it'll do material removal and check for like full rapids through the part, but like it's not doing holder.
This will do
model that stuff.
Holder everything, like simulate like if you're like shanking out while you're cutting in the material removal, it's telling you that kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
It was very cool. You can save the model out and then like, or you can upload a model like of in-process stock and stuff. Like sick. I was like very, very impressed with like the whole stack and everything. And it's like, the thing that is the coolest about it, or like one of the coolest features, if your preset is wrong, like it will show you that. Like if the number's wrong, your Z, like it shows your material in like the wrong spot. And it's like, oh, something's incorrect here. That's how like we ended up doing the whole like modifying because the was posting
it was overriding
it was
the palette.
yeah.
I
So
understand.
because people that don't know, like you attach the preset to the palette in the pack system.
Yeah, and a
so-
preset is a work coordinate. It's G54 in
Right.
height 9 speed.
Yeah. And so like when you do that, like when the palette goes into the machine, it automatically selects that preset, which is sick. But you can overwrite that
Right.
in the post with like there's like something and then like Q339 equals. And so like their post was putting out whatever we had in the like in Fusion or
Mhm.
whatever. And so it's like, yep, we probed and then it changed the worker offset like after we probed. And it's like, so then we added the shit to like just make sure to like verify that the preset was what the palette number was
Right.
or whatever. Because we're like, well, that's odd.
Yeah.
But it was like legitimately like we only caught that because of the simulation. And
Oh, that's cool.
and like the simulation is wild because if you have it set up a certain way, like, and the palette's ready, you will simulate and it'll just fucking send the palette and start cutting. If all the tools and shit are in there, and you're
That's
like,
wild.
it's like, yeah, cool. I don't know. I am incredibly like, these machines are incredibly impressive. Interesting to see as their popularity grows, like how they're going to, especially here in the States, like how they're going to handle building,
Right.
like building so many. Because like we know a company, that
Yes.
a lot of them,
Mhm.
probably like all of them for like the year,
Right.
you know, and like that's cool for them, but it like for Hermela because like they're going to build, but like for anybody else that wants that style of machine, they're fucked. You know,
Yeah.
It's like wait in line. Like we have other ones, you know, and it's like, well, that sucks. You know,
Yeah.
like, so-
I will be curious to see. Last I heard, they were going to do some
Yeah.
expansion at their other facility, like because they have two in
Yeah.
Germany. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Like,
But I guess like wrapping, like putting a bow on it, I think like you really can't go wrong buying this machine, in my opinion, especially if you want Heidenhain and HSK. Like, so I don't think you can go wrong buying a Matsura. They're just very easy to use. So
Oh,
it's like-
totally.
it is like
Yeah.
an absolute 1A, 1B. What's your preference? And I guess if you like Siemens, go buy a Grove or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, or a fucking DMG, but
if you can get them to respond to you, yeah.
yeah, but I think like from what I've seen from the Grobes, I would probably and like the integration of Siemens on the and like generally everybody that I've talked to, and we've said this before, is like everybody with the DMG seems to be like in this weird Stockholm syndrome state. Like this machine is the fucking best. It barely works. It leaks coolant all over the place. It has weird ass alarms, but it's so fucking good. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, all right, relax.
Right. Let's see. Eric says he needs to buy a new computer to run Fusion. Send recommendations on what to buy and what to build. Seeing a few dudes running on MacBooks.
Well, budget is important there.
Yeah.
I mean, right now you're probably fucked.
Yeah.
Like the memory, Alex Rosner posted this on his story recently. Was like, it's like 64 gigs of RAM is like $900.
So I have a story, like not a story, but a point about that. You
Yeah.
know, the 192 gigs that I bought for my computer,
Yeah,
that was $570 something when I bought it.
yeah.
It is now almost $1,600 for the same
Fuck.
amount of RAM.
Yeah.
The same exact page on Amazon.
Yeah,
It went from two something a pair
yeah,
to 770 something
Mhm.
a pair. It's
yeah.
like,
So it's like you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like it is.
I would go Mac, honestly. If you're just running Fusion,
If
buy a
yeah.
Mac Mini with the M4 Pro. Like
Yeah.
that is the fastest you can get.
The things that Fusion cares about is like single core speed, right? So like that's why like Threadrippers and shit are like awesome and like super high memory. It will eat like I mean you had the issues. Like, it will just eat every bit of fucking memory you have.
Yeah. But yeah, I would like go over to PDX CNC, check out Justin's benchmark test. A bunch of people have run their thing on there. Macs seem to be the top of the line unless you are spending $3 to $5 grand on a Threadripper crazy build. So that's what I would do. John at the shop says, when is the projected run out of skin canvas date for Zap?
Yeah, I got a bunch of skin left. I'm chilling. I still have like big spots on my sides. I still have my butt cheeks. Like, good. Like, I got a couple of years left in me. Easy.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. Your friend and mine, Simon, says, money, no object. What is the top 5 Christmas presents?
Damn. That's like, it's such an interesting one. I mean, I'm probably, if money's no object, probably castle. Right. You know?
All right.
Okay. Let's see. I just go in like probably like a private jet. Be sick, especially with how much I travel.
Yeah.
You know, private jet would be cool. Get electric while we're at it.
Sure.
You know,
why not?
Like, why not? Probably would get like some form of electric vehicle. That'd be sweet. So be like, that's 3, top 5. Give me like a fleet of Freddies. That'd be nice.
There you go.
And I don't know. The last one I would say would be like, I'd probably get a house like somewhere for my family to like in like some
compound,
probably some compound somewhere for like my family, and just set them up over there and call it a day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Compound for my family for sure. Private jet sounds good.
Yeah.
It would make travel a lot easier.
Yeah.
I probably want some fun, crazy car. Oh, maybe like the new, I don't know if you've seen the new Gymkhana that just came out this week. He has got a Subaru Brat that they did for that one. Like that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Some not massive, like a medium-sized house with a massive shop on the property.
Yeah.
And then like just fill it with CNCs that I want for the last one.
Yeah. Like it.
Joel St. John says, managing Section 179 spending, end of year planning for the business. How do you plan for growth, flat years, etc.? Also, and then also talk about the flex, which we've done a bunch.
Yeah. I don't really have like, we are rapidly moving towards like no assets, you know? And for like us, I mean, if I was going to spend on like 179 money, it'd probably be on a vehicle or two,
right?
You know, like a Sprinter van, or if I was getting like, if we were like really balling like that, like a fucking Tesla Model X, because that's in the weight class and eligible for like max 179,
right?
But outside of that, like, you're probably much more qualified to answer this question.
I mean, we typically, I try not to like, I can't remember what podcast it was recently, but they were talking about buying. It was a lean build.
I was going to say,
talking about like, like buying things to avoid taxes is silly. Yeah. And it is silly, especially when you're financing things, because you end up in this like horrible cycle where you're like buying something new every year that you can't afford to avoid taxes that you think you can't afford. Then you have payments, and the next year you've 179 to 100% of the thing, and so then you have these taxes again, and you're like, you have to buy something, otherwise you can't afford the taxes again, and you end up with just like a mountain of machine payments.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah,
like, it makes sense if you like need the thing, right?
Yeah,
like, but if you don't need the thing, and like you said, like if you're just straight up trying to buy something to avoid taxes, like don't be a loser,
right?
You know. Like, it's like, it is weird to take on debt to avoid paying, like giving your money to the government.
Well, it seems like this like easy button at first. Yeah. You're like, oh, sweet, I just buy something and then I can like write off 100% of the machine.
It's a write-off.
Right, it's a write-off.
Yeah.
Who writes it off?
Yeah.
But yeah, you end up in this terrible cycle where like you just are, you you're forced to buy things you don't technically need
Right.
to avoid the taxes that you've now kind of just postponed.
Yeah.
Like for example, like the Flex, we didn't buy the Flex and I have pushed Hermla very hard and made it very clear that we need it installed by the end of this year because I want to give my accountant that ammo in case they need to use some of it.
Right.
I know for a fact that they're not going to 179 the whole thing. They might do a 5 or a 10 year but they can't use any of it if it's not installed this year.
Yeah.
So like I want to do that, but like we definitely didn't buy it thinking like, oh, this is going to make or break my year. It's like 179ing a giant machine purchase. Like that's just a terrible way to look at it. Like you said, I think if it's like sales on Black Friday. Like you're not saving money if you buy $1,000 worth of shit you weren't going to buy.
Yeah.
Like even if oh, but I saved $1,000. Like, yeah, but you spent $1,000 you weren't going to spend.
Right. That was like when I boy mathed, my flights to the UK were like $1,000 or something round trip. But because I got I got complimentary upgrade to D1, which like both ways, which I'm
like it's free.
It's about like $25,000 worth of flights for $1,000. Like my trip cost nothing.
Yeah, I got paid $24,000 to go. What are you talking about?
How crazy is that? Yeah, that's just not how it works.
No. So I would just say that like, yes, if you have a tax burden and you have cash to burn and it's something that you need, if you can check those boxes, go for it.
Right.
Get something in by the end of the year, go for it. But like, don't just flail around and be like, I don't want to pay taxes and I can do section 179 to help. Like I think it's just going to burn you.
Yeah,
I really do.
Agreed.
Let's see. Sledgehammer Manufacturing says 2 questions. What are your favorite slitting saws for parting off on the 5-axis? And what is the best lowball offer that you've sent that has been accepted?
The slitting, I mean, I really only use the Hoffman saw and I've been really, really happy with that. You started using that PH horn saw.
Yes.
And that thing is crispy.
Yeah, I would say that the Hoffman one, the high-speed steel one, is a really, really fantastic one for aluminum and plastics. I've heard people with mild use or like success in stainless with it.
Okay.
I wouldn't because it's high speed.
That's scary.
Yeah. But the PH horn one, it's a 939. I use a 1 millimeter thick blade on a 12 millimeter carbide shank. And that thing is amazing.
Yeah.
Like I just changed it out recently. Didn't break. Still is sharp. I just wanted it a little bit sharper because it was leaving some heavy burrs and some really tiny parts that were hard to deburr. It leaves a 16 finish in 316 and 17.4 at its normal speeds and feeds. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is very funny when you like first introduce somebody to a slitting saw and it's like, how good is the finish? And you show them and they're like, what?
Yeah, they're like, but where's the slitting saw? And you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And big thanks to whoever, I think maybe 5 or 6 of you listeners all reached out when I was talking about slitting saws and told me about the PH ones.
Mm-hmm.
I know John Fettig for sure did. Nice. And I feel like a few other people did. It's been truly fantastic. I do not regret it at all. And there's a seller on eBay who has the 12 millimeter shanks for half off. And I think that I've offered 3/4 of that and gotten it accepted multiple times now. So that's been fantastic. I'm going through I know
the best lowball offer.
Oh, let's hear it.
Which was when we were moving out of X2. And and they were moving out, or like they were closing up shop, and we got the forklift, like five of these Husky toolboxes, the heat treat oven, the hippo hoppers, like desks, chairs, tools, like carts, all kinds of shit for like 10 grand.
Damn.
And that was one where it's like for it, because like that's still a great deal,
right?
And we came in at 10 and he was like, okay. It's like I paid 5, like, and then we split it. I just recently sold the heat treat oven for like $2,800.
And were incredibly nice to give me the hippo hoppers.
Yes, yeah.
Which I appreciate.
They needed a home and you needed them. So it was like, well, there they go.
That worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going through my eBay history right now. Getting the bubble wrap machine for $1,000. It was listed for $2,000 and I offered half. Just power grip collets in general. I think I told you, like, when we officially placed the order for all of the PG for the one, I took out all the collets that I had been buying off of eBay, like new in-box ones, for a year.
Right.
And I think I had 60 or something like that. And I had saved myself $9,000.
Damn.
Over list.
That's crazy.
That was pretty wild. Trying to think what else.
Did you get a crate? Did you lowball on the setter or the press?
No, I just bought that. That was just a screaming deal.
Insane deal.
They listed that for $4,000 plus shipping. And I was like, immediate buy now. Like, I thought about it. I was like, I don't need a scumbag. It's already 50% off. Like, send it. And then even being damaged and shipping, I'm like, that's fine. We're good. Like, I'm still happy with that. I lowballed a bunch for all of our Bowers hole mics.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of those were 50-60% of whatever they wanted on eBay.
It's crazy.
Got a whole set of those.
Like, fuck, get them out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a disease, but it worked out in our benefit. John Fettig asked for the podcast, he's curious how I plan on feeding the HS Flex with just the two of us, whether you have production work scheduled or all short run. All short run. And again, most of it's just going to be cleaning up the remainder of the parts that we run all the time. Most of the parts we run are between a 45-minute and 2.5 hour cycle time. Mm-hmm. Send one to the machine, have it start running, program the next part in the lot.
Right.
Send that one to the machine. Once I get all my first stops proven, load up all my pallets and go home for the day.
Right.
I'm like, boom, order done. Yep. You know, and like, yes, there will continue to be struggles.
Right.
Parts will continue to kick my ass, but at least once things are good, I can just run them overnight.
Yeah.
I think that's about it, man.
It's pretty good.
Oh, let's hear it.
Suggestions for Fusion organization / workflow. And he said also, this is from Johnny Woods, also what's preferred flow start to post. I don't know what that means. What's your
like preferred flow from the start to the post?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yes, right. I mean, container method, like obviously like work holding, stock, part, whatever. Outside of that, I mean, that's like, I guess like standard, but not really. Fusion Essentials is an essential.
Yes.
You know? Like,
yes. King Mountain Labs.
Yeah.
Go on GitHub, find King Mountain Labs and download Fusion Essentials.
Installed that for Nick, changed his life.
Hell yeah.
It's like, dude, you need this. Like, it's so good. Like I'm not sure if I talked about it on here, but when we were doing Send Cut Send, we started with the NYC CNC script and then eventually migrated over to the Fusion Essential script because the Fusion Essentials was more accurate.
Yes.
We were like, this was so interesting is that like the stack was correct in real life, but we put tool length checking post and it kept bombing out. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? And it was like, it was shortchanging the lengths. They were wrong
by like an 1/8 inch or something.
It was a lot. Yeah. It was like a surprising amount. And so like didn't really ever notice it before. Like it's one of those things you don't notice until you notice. And then it's like, oh, it's just like way more faceted. It's a rougher model. It's not as accurate to like what we want. And then the Fusion Essentials one is just like more spot on.
Yep.
Also, Fusion, I don't know if this is a new feature. It's something that I just recently recognized is you don't have to remove the taper from stuff. There's like every segment has a checkbox and you can now designate where the spindle connection is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's new. I don't think that's how it always was.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, but we pop around from like, I don't know if this is something that I'm just catching on to or if it's like actually a feature. It's like I've just been out of Fusion for a while.
I think it's new.
But that is really nice because it's like now that you have the tool holder, I don't have to like now go back to the model, kill the fucking taper. This is where the spindle connection is, and it just like ignores everything above it, which is really slick.
Oh yeah,
that was a revelation.
Yeah.
But I like in terms of workflow, I don't know if you do this, but like I'm a heavy folder user. Toolpaths. Like,
oh really?
I use folders to organize my tools and like for and like just sections because on like big programs like that tree gets so long sometimes. Like I also am like very religious about I comment every toolpath. Every single toolpath gets a comment. Because it gets like mostly there's two things for that, and I'm sure I've talked about it before, is like I don't, if I have to come back to it, I want to know what I was doing. And if I'm handing it off, I want somebody to be able to read it.
Right.
So organizing it by folder, like this is my 5/8 rough, this is my 1/2 inch rough, this is my holes. I don't go too crazy with the holes because like then you start getting a lot of folders. I'll just tend to put all holes
in one
folder. Like these are my, like I'll spot and whatever. And like if it gets really crazy, folders and folders, but like that's also too much for me. Like you get, I mean, whatever. But it just allows you to collapse the program, like, and work in sections. And then the nice thing is because you can make a folder active, like if you're like, you can make the program active and then it just new toolpaths towards the bottom, or you can make a folder active. It knows that tool. So if you start making toolpaths in there, it auto selects the tool, not just the last previously used tool, which is nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Those
are two things that I do all the time.
I think that this comes full circle back to what we talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Mine just needs to work once.
Yeah.
Nothing is comment. Right. I will comment something if I know it's a tool or like a tolerance that I'm gonna have to rerun.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, oh, interpolating 1/2 inch more. Because I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna have to run that 2 or 3 times to like comp it into perfect. But otherwise it's just like 2D contour 1, 2D contour 1, comma 2, because I
that fucking and it's like, I mean, obviously I completely understand like why people do it. It's like, but when I'm like working with somebody, it's like, what is happening?
Well, so this is a gripe I have that I wish Fusion would fix for all things in manufacturing is that I want to name them right then.
Right.
So like if I'm creating the toolpath and I could immediately edit it,
yeah,
I would probably do it. But it's the fact that I then have to go back on the list and right click and hit rename or double click on it.
It sucks. This is like one thing that I do really like about Mastercam is like there's a box inside the toolpath and whatever you type in there is the name of the toolpath. And like that's like, it's an easy to build the habit that way. But I do agree. Like it does below when you're like, I create the toolpath, now I'll rename it. Or like, you're like, I'll update this. And it's like, fuck, this sucks. It can be very annoying.
Yeah. It's like if I could click at the top where it says 2D contour and just rename it right then.
Yeah.
It would be the first thing I did for sure. Cause like I like commented files.
Yeah.
I just don't have any patience for it.
And I get that.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? I think in Inventor you can. Like there's a text box in Inventor at the which is like, or so I guess that's more of an HSM feature, right? That like got taken out for some reason. Like you dumb fucks.
Yeah. Well, I know there's a script that you can download to do that with sketches.
Sure.
And maybe somebody can port that over to do toolpaths as well. Where like every time you close a sketch, it pops up a box and says, what do you want to call it?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Same with components or bodies, something like that. Anyway, I would love that because like, yeah, I again, it's like one of those things like, oh, if you make it easy to clean, I'll clean.
Right.
But like, I know for a fact that like, if it's not, I'm likely not going to do anything.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, dude, I think that kind of brings us to the last question.
The end, baby.
What have you been researching this week?
I can't say.
Besides that, what have you been researching this week?
This week's been a lot of I mean, I guess just like shop organization, like a lot of I think I'm gonna do Trello with these guys just because it's lightweight and cheap and like free, as opposed to like Asana, just to get them started with something.
Okay.
To do like like basically a program backlog, because we were looking and parts. I've never really seen this before, but like you need to like you prep the part. Like, I mean, you don't have to, but like you like really, it's like because of the nature of like prep it, rough it to within 30 thou, because that's what's on the drawing. Send it out to be like for some like OSP that's like also on the drawing, like penetrative etch or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then come back and then finish it, and then finish like, and then it's like we could do this part. And I was like, oh, we can do this part in one op, and they're like, yeah, that's cool. And then we go through. It's like that's not one program, that's 4, and it's like after we start going through like what it actually takes, it's like, oh, like this is. And we went from, it's like, oh, we thought this was going to, between these 4 parts was going to be 8 program, or like was going to be 4 programs or 6 programs between these 4 parts. It's actually 16. So it's like, that's a lot more programs. Like, it's like, so what are we going to do? But you kind of like play the game a little bit, because it's like you can do the up to the roughing or whatever, but it's like scheduling. They have no way of they have no scheduling for this whatsoever. And there's one guy, and it's just like, and you get into this like, well, my plan is to do it like this, but if I don't, then I'll do it like this. And it's like, you have a routing and you're describing 2 separate routings. So like, which one is it?
Right.
Like, and it's like, let's just go with the more steps as your base. And if we can do it less, then we'll do it that way. Because then we plan for more and do less, as opposed to like planning for less and ending up needing to do more. Right. Which is like obvious. So it's like, there's been a lot of stupid shit like that.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
So the one thing, my computer broke.
Which is crazy.
Researching that was insane, because so what it was doing is like, if I would go to turn it on, it just wouldn't turn on at all. But if I flipped the power supply real quick and then hit the button, it would turn on.
Right.
So everything pointed towards the power supply potentially going out, or something on the motherboard being shorted.
Yeah.
Because the power supply was detecting a short.
Okay.
Couldn't find anything. I replaced the power supply, or like bought another one, hooked everything in just through the side of the case. Didn't help it at all.
Okay.
Checked all over the motherboard. Nothing was burnt out. Nothing was wrong. When the computer turned on, everything worked.
Right.
And then I just happened to be like looking at the computer or trying to fix it with a flashlight instead of with the light on.
Yeah.
And I saw like a little green blinking light.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Asus X670 motherboards.
Okay.
Like, the BIOS flashback tool where you can just plug in a USB and update the BIOS by just like holding the button in the back.
Oh,
And
sure.
like you can even do it without the CPU installed, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently this specific board, the switch can go bad and just force a BIOS flashback loop. And that's why flipping it on and immediately turning it on worked, because the BIOS flashback only happens after 3 seconds of holding the button down. And so I was like, oh, I'll just update the BIOS.
Should be fine.
Right. But I didn't think through what I was saying to myself.
Yeah.
I put a USB in, held the BIOS flashback, and it went into a loop and corrupted my BIOS. completely. And there's no way to fix that without doing a BIOS update through the flashback, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like the only way I could potentially do it was to desolder the switch. And I tried that, and it was like very old and crusty, and like I was having a hard time even desoldering it.
So you got a new motherboard.
So I just bought a new motherboard.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it. All right.
Yeah.
But it was so frustrating. And it took, what's really frustrating about it is that I've found 3 or 4 Reddit full on posts with like many, many answers. People like, has anybody fixed this? Blah, blah, blah. But it's not an like official accepted issue from Asus.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not buying an Asus motherboard then.
Right. Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. Super, super frustrating. But I was very happy that plugged everything into the new motherboard, turned it on, no issues.
Yeah.
Updated the drivers, that was it. I was like, cool. All right. We're back.
Hell yeah.
But it was so incredibly frustrating because everything pointed to the power supply or like a motherboard short. And it was like, nope, just a dumb switch that's causing the stupidest failure mode ever.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah. It was basically that. And I've been looking at automatic vacuums for the shop.
Okay.
I don't want like a Roomba. I don't want anything that like uses the cloud and sends a bunch of data there.
You don't want your AWS device to like lose its mind every once in a while.
I don't want to pay $1,000 for a spy device in my own shop. Is another way I put it.
That does a bad job of cleaning.
Right, exactly. The guy on the Discord posted that there is a open source project where they have like 20 different models that you can buy, and they have ways to jailbreak them and then sideload their own firmware.
Okay.
So I've been kind of looking into that a little bit. And then there's also one called Matic that does all the fancy like LiDAR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But according to their privacy policy and everything I can find on their website, at least, everything is done on device.
Okay.
So it's actually a much bigger robot vacuum. Like
Right.
it looks, I thought I had it pulled up here. Yeah, it looks much bigger than like a Roomba.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And it does wet and dry.
Damn.
So I've been considering, they do like a 60-day money back guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if it does a good job, great. It's worth the money. And if it doesn't, because the only other one I can find is a Makita has one now, but it's like $2,800. Yeah. And like uses 2 Makita batteries to like run around. And I think it's still cloud based too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's dude, like everything being like, I mean, we've already gone on this rant, but it's like everything being cloud based and like a fucking subscription based. It's like, can we fucking quit it?
Yeah.
Like, please. Like, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah, it's super frustrating. So
the CC app coming out soon.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can buy your hours on the app, and you can get all your data through the app. And yeah, I like it. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, man, for driving down and having burritos and shooting the shit for a couple hours.
Speaking of driving, the van is done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't get to drive it for like 2 weeks, but it's done. I paid for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That thing was in there for a long time. AC works. So that's good. It's working. I mean, I don't need it now, but but it's working.
Where is it?
California.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It means if you pick it up, it's not going to be like
my aunt
driving through the snow.
Yeah, they're going to go pick it up. And then we just do a project with Devin.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to take it up there.
Ooh.
Yeah. That'll probably be its like first.
Go throw it on a ferry and cross the sound.
Yeah. Like, hey, what are you doing over here?
That is awesome. All right. Well, again, big thanks to you. Thanks to new Patreons. I haven't done this in a little while, so I think I'm going to catch them all. James, Natan, Will, Emery, Nick, and Teak. Thank you all for joining the Patreon.
Nice.
You make get-togethers like this possible, and mics and all that stuff out to other guests. Thank you all for listening, and we will be back probably next week.